Alright, so I wanted to touch on the release notes, or essentially look at the release for the last version of the Nuxt UIkit project. So what we're looking at here is version 3.0.8, which was released approximately 2 weeks or so ago. But because I've been really focusing on the Vidify components library, I haven't really had the time to talk about this that much, but I wanted to just do a quick overview and also look at what would have been added to it. And essentially, one of my, I would argue, it's probably my second favorite feature to the latest update was added, and probably my first favorite was kind of disabled. Now that, and you can obviously see it from the notes here. Essentially, what we added was UIkit documentation right into the Nuxt DevTools. So that's a new experimental feature that Nuxt would have released for um, the whole project itself, but it can be embedded into modular. We have the option to add to use it in our modules, and that's something that would have been leveraged in version 3.0.8 of the Nuxt UIkit module for us to be able to view the UIkit documentation right within our project, which is extremely awesome because you know how important documentation is. In addition to the fact that it's just right there, it just makes it so simple for us to be able to have quick access to it. The composables or the user kit composable that has pretty much been an open issue for some time now. We haven't really been able to really address this just yet, and that's essentially because of the way in which UIkit itself export, and that's kind of in quote because they don't necessarily export the functions when you look at the code. That's why we haven't really been able to really figure out a very good way to get it on the initial start. But that's pretty much it. Most of the packages would have been updated to the latest version, or at least to very stable version. And that's about it for the release. So what I want to do is to touch on the using this in a project, so the latest release, in addition to showing the cool new feature that would have been added for the documentation. So as usual, we need to start by having a project. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually just create one. Now it should be pretty simple. So we're gonna use pnpm, and I'm gonna cd into projects, YouTube. I think that should be Nuxt. I'm gonna paste that in there, and we're going to. I'm just gonna call this by the name. So we're gonna say Nuxt UIkit v3.0.8. It was. There we go. I'm gonna cd into now. And we want to add the latest release of the package in here. So we're gonna do pnpm add dev, and it's Fedorae / Nuxt UIkit. And this should give us the latest version, and also go ahead and install all of the related dependencies for our project as well. Alright, so as you can see, we have it installed here as Nuxt 3.0.8. In addition to the dev tools would have been automatically installed, and this is something that is coming with the latest versions of Nuxt 3 now. So next thing that we want to do is essentially just configure this first of all. So I'm gonna go to the Nuxt UIkit, and we have the DevTools enabled by default. We need to actually go ahead and set the configuration up. So I'm just gonna go over to the documentation page, go to get started, and that's because I'm lazy. I could literally just type this out, but I'm going to just copy this from here, and we're gonna paste that in. Gonna save, and I have a mistake here. That's because I left a comma. So let's save that. There we go. Next thing I want to do now is just to we don't necessarily need to add anything in here, but I mean, for the sake of it, let's just go ahead and add the programmatic or the basic usage here into this. Just gonna paste that in here, and then I'll just delete these, and that should be it. So we save that, we get a little bit of formatting. It's all right. Let's go ahead and do npm run dev, or pnpm actually. All right, so that's all warmed up and built. Let's go over here, and all we need to do now is just to go to localhost, and it should be 300,000. There we go. So now you can see that at the bottom of the page, or well, to the right, we can move it all around. We have the Nuxt Dev Tools little island essentially here. So we click on it. It should open up the Nuxt Dev Tools, and if we obviously this is not an overview of the DevTools itself, but essentially I'm just showing you the documentation page. So if we go down to the additional stuff, if I extend this, it should probably already pop up so you can see the UIkit logo here. And when we click on this, it should take us directly to the documentation page where we can go ahead and go to get started. In addition to just browsing this page right here. So when you're developing your apps and all of that, it's like literally right there. If you need something that you probably don't understand, the documentation is like right there for you to use. So it's a pretty awesome and cool feature that was added to the 3.0.8 release, and something that I myself am going to be leveraging a lot because from time to time I definitely need to be in the documentation. So this is pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you guys can check this out and tell me what you guys think about it, and just leave your reviews. Alright, so that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.